So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video where today we're finally going to check out Incarnon Torid. So first things first, you get the adapter for the Incarnon Torid from the Steel Path version of the circuit game mode. Once you have the adapter, and the Torid of course, you can take them over to Cavallero in the Chrysalith to combine them. This also requires 20 Pathos Clamp, which you get from the Orowan boss fight, 60 Rune Marrow, which you can get in the Undercroft, and 20 more Fang, which you get from fishing in the Paradox. This allows you to evolve the weapon, which gives it a bunch of buffs, but it also unlocks the weapon's Incarnon mode. Now, unlike with most other Incarnon guns, you build the Incarnon meter on the Torid by simply getting direct hits with it. Then once you have any level of Incarnon charge, you can press the secondary fire button to activate it. And this basically turns it into an Amprex, because it makes the weapon fire a 3 meter wide beam, which is quite large, that will chain to up to 5 enemies within 6 meters. And the weapon gains a ton of extra damage, a ton of extra crit, and a bunch of extra status as well. Now, before you can take advantage of the evolutions for the Torid, you're gonna have to do a few things with it. So first of all, you're gonna have to do a solo mission with it, then you're gonna have to kill 100 enemies with its Incarnon mode, and finally you're gonna have to activate its Incarnon mode 15 times. Now, the evolution choices you have are pretty straightforward but also good. The first one is you choose between Final Fusillade for damage and then Multi-Shot on the last shot in the magazine, and Plentiful Mayhem, which gives you less damage, but then makes your multi-shot consume ammo directly from your ammo pool, and it increases your damage further. The second choice is between Swift Deliverance for projectile speed, Renewed Horror, where if you reload from an empty magazine, the AoE cloud that the Torid leaves behind will have double duration on the first shot, and Extended Volley for a bigger magazine. And last but not least, we have a choice between Commodore's Fortune for 20% extra base crit, Survivor's Edge for 15% base crit and status, and Elemental Balance for 34% base status. I ended up going with a combination of Final Fusillade, mainly because it just gives you more base damage. I don't particularly care about the multi-shot. Then Swift Deliverance for the projectile speed, which is great on the Torid, and then I went with Survivor's Edge for crit and status, though if you want to, you can go with the pure crit one instead. As far as the build is concerned, I went for kind of a meme machine type setup instead of a super sweaty damage setup, so we have Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Heavy Caliber for the damage but also the negative accuracy, which I think is good on Torid. Then we have Hunter Munitions for slash procs from crit, crit delay and Vital Sense for crit chance and damage, Hellfire for heat damage, Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for Viro and status, and we topped it off with Primary Merciless for damage and reload speed. The reason I love Heavy Caliber on the Torid is because it disperses your shots and it basically gives you more AoE, since the clouds are going to be a little bit more spread out. This is something that's definitely worth considering because the primary fire on the Torid outside of Incarnon mode is really strong with the evolution buffs. It juices the weapon up quite a bit. But if you want to be an absolute sweat lord, you can take out Heavy Caliber and replace it with the Primed Pain mod instead. Now, as far as the Incarnon mode is concerned, imagine like a maxed out Amprex with a really good Riven. That's basically what this is. It is absolutely busted. This was by far the biggest surprise as far as Incarnon weapons go. I try to not spoil myself as much as possible, so I actually went into this not knowing what the weapon is like with its Incarnon mode, and oh boy, is it spicy. This thing is ridiculous. The Incarnon mode is just nuts, but also the weapon itself is considerably stronger now after you get the evolution buffs. Like, so far, out of all the Incarnon weapons that I've tried, this weapon gets buffed the most outside of its Incarnon mode. So that gets it some extra points, because the Torid is a fun gun that was just a little bit too weak before, but now, since you can get more crit, more status, more damage, all that kind of stuff, it's actually pretty solid. So yeah, the Incarnon Torid definitely gets a thumbs up from me, and that's pretty much it for the video. So I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you'd like to support the channel, you can check out the memberships down below, Pluggo, etc. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.